Hey guys, yep, out on the FZ1, because it's a beautiful day. The weather finally broke. We've been freezing weather, highs in the mid-30s, overnight lows in the teens, low 20s, and really cold for riding. Nobody wants to go out, which I don't blame them. And yeah, so I figured, what the hell, jump on the FZ. I've been working on the FZ a bunch for the last couple of weeks, and what I want to talk about is when you're looking at a old bike, maybe 10 years plus, and it has low miles, it's not always a good thing. And you gotta, I bought this bike with too much emotion. There's nothing wrong with the bike. The bike's running great. I've done all the maintenance on it. I fixed all the issues with it, and it only had one major issue, and I'll get to that in a second. But you can't buy bikes emotionally. I should know that. I've been buying vehicles a long time, and when you buy something emotional without checking out, you might be in for some surprises that it may cost you more than you thought. In my situation, it's not a big deal because I can do all the labor, you know, and the parts, not a big deal. Weren't expensive for the issue I had. Anyway, so I've been working on the bike. Figured, what the hell? It's going to be sitting. I'm going to do all the maintenance and change the oil. It's a little darker than I thought it should be for this miles, but whatever. Change the oil. Flush the brake fluid. Brake fluid looked great, but I did it anyway. No leaks, no nothing with as far as the calipers and everything like that. Everything was good in there, and flushed it. That was a piece of cake. And what do we do next? Antifreeze. It didn't look bad. I said, wow, that just doesn't look right. So I drained the antifreeze. They look like crap. I flushed the system out real good. It was easy to do, not hard to do. Put a new antifreeze in. Said, no, I'm set. I got everything now. The bike's got all new fluids. The filter's been changed. I checked the filter already. Guy changed it. And yeah, so I was a happy camper. And then for shits and giggles, I'm just sitting around. I said, you know, let me look in the gas tank. It's an old bike. You never know. Well, I looked in the gas tank, and there was rust. And I said, well, you know, maybe it's not too bad, but I got time. Let me pull the gas tank out, off the bike. It's a pain in the ass. It had 3 gallons in it, but I did it anyway. So I pulled the gas tank off, and obviously because it's a fuel-injected bike, the electric pump is in the tank. So it's got a nice big opening. So I took the pump out, and yeah, what did I find? Lots of powdery rust. I said, oh Jesus, what are we doing now? So I look at the tank, inspect it. It's not like it's flaked rust everywhere. It got like big flakes or anything. It's just like a bunch of surface rust everywhere, you know? So what do? I said, you know, well, I'll do the old vinegar stuff. I bought 5 gallons of vinegar, white vinegar, you know, like $3 a gallon, and just put it in the tank, let it sit overnight. There's nothing else I can do. You know, swash it around, fill it up to the top, and hope for the best. You can buy a brand new tank from Yamaha with the correct paint. They're like $850 through, like, I think Partzilla. And so yeah, let me just get through this and I can talk more. Oop. I got to get used to this clutch. The quick shifter is great though. Yeah, I love the quick shifter. So yeah, so we go back and we go back. So we're back to fill the tank out, fill the tank up with vinegar. I didn't want to use any like muriatic acid or anything like that. That shit is just nasty. White vinegar seems to do the trick, unless it's really, really bad. And I didn't think it was really bad. So I let it sit overnight, clean the pump out, clean the filter. They do sell aftermarket filter. Yeah, they do sell filters for it. That's what the filter is. The fuel filter is in the pump. Took the full pump apart, completely cleaned it. Got everything out. It didn't seem to compromise the pump at all. So far the bike's been running good. I'm out for a cruise. I haven't taken it out, you know, so I don't know. I'm sure I put the pump back together right. Anyway, so yeah, so let it sit overnight, cleaned up the pump and everything, hoping in the morning would be good news. So I drained the pump, I drained the tank, put some baking soda in it just to kind of neutralize the acid in the vinegar, because vinegar has acid, obviously. It eats everything away. And to my surprise, the tank was 95% clean. There was a couple of spots here and there, but ran a rag. I could stick my arm in there and run the rag around, and nothing came off on the rag. So I think we were pretty much good to go. So I coated it with some marble mystery oil, just put a little, half a cup, swished it all around so there wouldn't be any flash rusting, because that's what happens if you let it sit too long after you do the white vinegar. It's going to flash rust. So did all that, got it in there, filled it up, topped off the tank, and I got new filters coming. I put the old filter and cleaned it up. I didn't like the way it looked. Put the old filter back. I'm gonna, take this for a week or so. When the new filters come in, or when I run this out again, run the tank down, I'm gonna check it again. Put the new filter in. Oh, I want to open it up here. Help it. That's just a good road to open up. I'm still a little tentative with the bike. As you know, low end is not a problem, but man, when this thing zings, it just starts pulling. Naked bike. So I'm a little fraidy cat, I guess. I'll get used to the bike, but I don't want to go, ride beyond my my ability. I just want to do it so it's comfortable, but I'm having fun with the bike. So let's get back to the maintenance part of the bike. Or telling people what, when you go to look at a bike. The biggest mistake I did when I looked at the bike, I looked over everything. I looked over all the rubber. Nothing was dry rotted. All the rubber lines, everything looked great. The antifreeze was a little dark, but I said, you know what, I'll just flush it. I couldn't check the brake fluid, obviously, and the oil, but, they were kind of okay, I guess. So, I never thought to put my head in the tank, look in the tank, because I probably still would have purchased it, but I think I could have got a much better price. Not a much better price, but a couple $100 more off it. And if a bike's 10 years old, the first thing you need to look at when you go buy a motorcycle that's used, even the 5 years old, because you don't know if it was sat. You should have realized it's 1,700 miles. It probably sat a lot. Maybe you'd ridden the first couple of years and it put on a couple of miles, and then it sat for a long time. I don't know the whole story, because I don't know if he knew or not. He might have, but I'm not going to second guess him. If he did, he's going to have to deal with it. He lived with himself then if he didn't want to tell me. I would have still bought the bike, knowing I would have had to buy a new tank. I would have just reflected in the price. They give me a little bit of break, and I'll buy the bike, or whatever it would cost to repair it. So I'm not going to throw him under the bus or anything. It is what it is. I'm not a guy that bitches a lot. I'll just deal with it. It didn't cost me but about $30 with the mystery oil and the white vinegar and all that. It cost me very little. A lot of labor, yes. That's why I'm telling people that if you're not mechanical or you don't have the time to do it, it could have been an expensive job. Who knows what the dealer would have done to you? Some dealers are not are not straight up with you, and they you got to get a new tank, and that's you can find them for $850, but they're going to probably charge you $1,000. That's the list, and they're probably going to charge you another $200 to put the tank on, which really it takes it's just like it's a half hour to put a tank on and off, especially with no gas in it. So if they want to repair it, coat it, whatever they want to suggest, you're probably looking at $500-600. So at first I was a little bummed about this, but I said, you know what, it's not a big deal. Life is so difficult for so many people. I'm blessed. I have a good life. I'm not going to bitch. I just deal with it. It cost me a little money. In this case, it didn't. It just cost me a little time, a little aggravation. Yeah. So it's not that big of a deal. It could be a lot worse. Like I was watching a program. I don't mean to digress and jump off, but I was really impressed. And I don't want to mention the guy's name because some of you guys might like him, some of you guys might not. But he came up with a great piece of advice, and it's the word "get." I get to work on my motorcycle. I get to go riding. I get to work. I get to do these things. That's like the attitude is I have to do this, I have to do that. Well, some people can. They can't even do that. They don't get to do it. I get to do all these things. To me, I'm an old dude, but man, you live and learn, man. I've never heard that saying, and it's such a wise saying. Yeah, I get to do this stuff. What do I got to bitch about? Yeah, it might not go right all the time, but so what? I get it. I get to do all this stuff. It's just good advice, you know, that we get to do things. We all have issues in life. Some are worse, some are others. You know, some are worse than others, but at least we get to do things. And that's why I don't get bummed and stuff like that. I got bummed for about a half hour or an hour. Oh, fuck, what the hell is going on now? But otherwise, the bike has been super. So let's just talk about what things I did to the bike, and then a couple more things I'm going to be doing to it. And I'm waiting for two more pieces to come in, and I think I'll be finished, but I can never be finished, never. I love this quick shifter. All right, guys, so we're pulling in to the lake. Who knows if it's going to be crowded or not? It probably won't be. And then we can talk about the bike. And yeah, nice bright sunshine. Okay, guys, so we're going to do a rundown. Not a rundown, we're going to go over what I did to the bike. All right, guys, let's see. I'm waiting on the turn signals because I'm going to change the turn signals. You know, I don't think they fit the bike, so I'm waiting on them. And I'm waiting on also changing, you can see the frame sliders. They really stick out a lot, and I don't really like them. So I got ones that are a lot shorter, and they're like dome shaped, so they'll still protect stuff, but they won't grab anything. God forbid these things can grab stuff. I don't know if that's ever happened, but I don't like the way they look. So those are the two things I'm waiting on. Otherwise, I put the black mirrors on. I went with the CRGs, but oops, let's see if I can get this thing to focus. Yeah, I went with the CRGs because I like them. They're expensive, but I like them. And the bronzish, orange, or dark orange, or whatever, I didn't like them. So, you know, maybe somebody wants to buy them. Whatever, you can hit me up. You get them real cheap. They're quality, though. So, yeah, and then I changed the levers. So I got these levers from a company, Bikesby, something, UK company on eBay. I don't know if they're made in China or not, but he swears by them. I got them in a week from the UK, $80 with shipping. The quality is really good, very little, no slop in it at all. Plenty of adjustment, and I tell you, they fit real good. He wasn't lying. He says he uses them on his own bike, and so I was pumped with that. So yeah, so I added the levers, and what else? Okay, yeah, we did change the oil, change the brake fluid, change the radiator fluid, and did the gas tank. It's not much of a pain, you know. It was a lot of, I guess you could say it was a lot of work, but you know, I don't mind doing it. I had plenty of time to do it. And oh yeah, we got bracket. This is also a Chinese piece. Also, I don't know if the other. This is the Chinese piece, and these are Chinese. These carbon fiber heel guards, or whatever you want to call them. And we'll see how they hold up. The fit and finish on the heel guards sucks, but you know, from 20 feet away they look fine. So, but $20 I want to see, and we'll see how. I mean, bracket's fine. I don't know how the anodized is going to hold up over time, but that was $20. So I did that, and yeah. So everything is. I'm waiting for my Yoshimura turn signals for the rear, and yeah, so that's what we're waiting on. And so I can put them on, and I put on the new frame sliders, and I guess that's it for the bike. I don't know anything else I'm going to put on the bike for now anyway. I like the pegs. I'm okay with them. A lot of guys put rear sets on to maybe put them farther back or drop them down a little bit, but I'm okay with them. I kind of like the rubber on them because you don't feel vibration, and you know, I'm not a sport bike rider, so I don't need to go back farther. You know, like I said in the video, the bike, I'm a little fraidy cat with the bike. You know, I'm just getting used to the top end speed, and I think it's better off being a little bit conservative, and I'm sure you guys agree with that, and doing anything stupid until like you get really used to the bike. So, and yeah, oh, the sun makes that red pop. So yeah, I like the black stuff, you know, on it. I wish I could get some more black pieces. I know the 2010 or 11, these were black, but I don't know. I might just leave them. I don't, you know, if you can find them, they'll probably be expensive, and if buy them new, will be very expensive, and if you powder coat them, I'm probably just going to leave them. So I don't see myself doing it. Oh yeah, I bought a different tail bag. This is a Nelson rig, but I bought a smaller one, more of a for fitting sport bikes and, you know, naked bikes and stuff like that. But that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Buyer beware, not buyer beware, but buyer just be a little bit more, do some more investigation when you see a bike with very little mileage that's very old, because there can be issues with the bike. It's not always perfect, and I knew that. I just kind of fell in love with the bike and let my emotions get the best of me. But yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully we're going for a ride with my buddies on Sunday. Maybe I'll get that video out. I don't know if I'm gonna take the FZ or the GS, but we'll see. I guess I'll have another video soon. Later, guys.